Good afternoon and welcome to another Tuesdays at 2 with Haven. Today I'm diving into some trend predictions for 2021. We're about a quarter of the way through the year now, so we've had some time to see what people are gravitating toward in this new year, and we've got some design blogs, decor companies coming out with their predictions for 2021. So today I'm going to be aided mostly by Etsy, the popular e-commerce site that focuses on handmade and vintage pieces. They've just released their results for the most searched for decor items so far in 2021. So that's what we'll be focusing on here today. I was definitely a little bit surprised by a couple of them. Some of these may surprise you too. So let's go ahead and dive in. First up, we've got Checkered Prints. So Checkered Prints, particularly checkered linoleum and tile floors, kind of that standard black and white checkered pattern, definitely fell out of favor for a while, giving way to more hardwood floors being installed in new construction in particular. But checkered prints are on the rise again, this time popping up more in textiles. So pillows, rugs, bedding, even wallpaper, as you can see in the top image there, the black and white kind of classic checkered print. So that black and white is definitely kind of the classic that we're used to, but we're also seeing different combinations of color. So we've got some retro color combos coming in, and lots of more neutral color combinations for a more sophisticated take on the checkered pattern. So yeah, Etsy claims that checkered print items, the search for those items has jumped by over 900%, which is a huge jump there. So that trend is definitely not going anywhere anytime soon. Next up, we've got wavy, curvy, and squiggly decor. So curves in design have been on the rise for a little while now, and it seems like they're really here to stay in 2021. According to Etsy, again, searches for wavy candles are up over 28,000%, and wavy mirrors over 5,000%. So huge jumps there. Maybe the curves are sort of a retaliation against the clean lines of modern and mid-century decor that have dominated for so long, or maybe people just need a bit more whimsy and joy in their homes after the past year. Curved upholstered pieces, curvy mirrors, kind of squiggle mirrors like you see here in the top, definitely bring a little bit more warmth and playfulness to your home than maybe just a sort of a stark straight line, modern piece. Either way, we are all for this trend, and we have had a ton of fun incorporating curves into some of our recent Haven projects, as you can see in these examples here. So next, we've got a blend of Japanese and Scandinavian design influences. This trend is all about warm neutrals, clutter-free spaces, kind of think Marie Kondo vibes, and natural wood accents. Those natural wood accents kind of are where the Scandinavian influence really comes into this. So it's minimal, but it's not cold, and it's all about blending the coziest aspects of both of these styles. And wicker and rattan furniture also fall right in line with this trend, so we definitely think they'll continue their rise in 2021 as well. So travertine is creeping up on marble in 2021, it seems like, especially when it comes to tables. This material is super durable, naturally very textural, so it makes it a good choice for that kind of statement table like you can see in the top and bottom examples here. It's also kind of naturally got that warmth in that coloring and again that texturing, so that makes it fit right into that warm minimalism category like we just talked about. So you expect to see a lot more of that kind of being used creatively where you might have just seen marble before. And next we've got the home sanctuary. So this one probably isn't particularly surprising to anybody due to the amount of time we've all been spending in our homes. But I think it's still really important to keep a focus on this trend in 2021. We all deserve a stress-free self-care sanctuary somewhere in our homes. So for many, it's been about creating a very spa-like relaxing bathroom. So we've seen, or Etsy has seen the search results for eucalyptus shower bundles jump by nearly 8,000% in 2021. I know I've seen them all over Instagram, so that wasn't really a big surprise to me. But for others, creating a home sanctuary is just about adding more greenery into your everyday living, dining, and home office spaces. Etsy shoppers in particular have been gravitating toward faux and real olive trees so far in 2021. So those are kind of trending right now, and another great way to connect with nature in the home. And then finally from Etsy, we have a rise in mushroom motifs, particularly mushroom pillows and pillowcases. So this trend may seem a little bit random. I was a little bit surprised by this one, but it actually does tie back into several of the other trends of 2021. So mushrooms are a way to bring a little bit of nature into the home. They certainly also fit right into that curvy, wavy trend. And then, as I'll talk about in a second, like a retro mushroom pillow fits right into the maximalism trend we're seeing as well. So those are Etsy's 6 big trend predictions for 2021. I wanted to touch on a few more that we're just seeing out in the field here at Haven, a few more things that we've kind of seen on the rise recently and we want to keep our eye out on. So maximalism is having a major moment after a decade or more of minimalism and sometimes extreme minimalism. There's a big shift now toward warmer and more personalized interiors. And that doesn't necessarily, when you hear the word maximalism, sometimes you think it just means cramming your space full of as much stuff as possible. That does not necessarily mean, a super full, crammed, space. It just is more the idea of combining colors, prints, textures, furniture shapes, and kind of layering your space with those things instead of a really monochromatic space. So it's super personalized too. Homeowners are definitely styling their interiors to tell a story more. So layering old pieces with new pieces, souvenirs of past travels and experiences are coming out on display more. It's really about that layering element. And as a subcategory of maximalism, we've got grand millennial style. So we definitely have talked about this a lot in 2020. I know we talked about this at Haven in our 2020 trend watch too. And it seems like it's really pushing through to 2021 as well. So grand millennial style is basically combining quote unquote granny chic style with kind of a more modern and updated touch. So think lots of layered prints, floral prints, ruffles, figurine collections, needlepoint pillows. You could do a mushroom needlepoint pillow and kind of combine those two trends right there, and kind of just throwing all that together into one space. So it's basically when you combine maximalism, neo-Victorian design, and a little bit of that traditionalism that you get the grand millennial style. And then next we've got self-adhesive removable wallpaper that we're seeing a lot of and definitely seeing all over Instagram, very DIY friendly. So this seems to be gaining a lot of popularity this year, particularly for people who rent or are looking for a low commitment way of upgrading their space. This kind of DIY method of self-adhesive wallpaper is great. It also comes off very easily with no damage to the walls. So again, perfect for that renter or someone who's maybe not totally sold on, using a wallpaper and having it on your wall forever. So it's perfect for an easy and dramatic room change. Perfect if you're hesitant to dive into a full room of wallpaper. You can use a peel and stick in a closet like you see here in this bottom image. It's a really fun little pop of color and pattern when you open that closet door. You could try it in a bathroom wall first, any kind of smaller space that maybe isn't like the focal point of your house or even your room, just to kind of test it out. So instead of a painted accent wall, we're saying go for a lush wallpaper pattern instead this year. And then last up, we've got environmentally friendly design, eco-friendly design. So this is certainly not a new trend at all. This has been on the rise for years now, but I think it's one that really continues to grow in importance. So with an increased focus on production practices of retailers and, where our home goods come from, we as the consumers are really demanding more transparency and planet-friendly products. So textiles like organic cotton, recycled polyester, and low-impact linen are probably going to rise even more in 2021. And the good news is that eco-friendly furniture and decor have never looked better. They're continuing to come up with new and innovative materials and way of making things more eco-friendly. So there's no need to sacrifice style or comfort either to help out the planet a little bit with your purchases. So that brings us to the end of the trend predictions for today. Thank you again for joining, and we will see you next time for our next Tea at 2. Have a good afternoon.